let's talk about a poll that we had taken. This I put up 3 days ago. We have over 300 votes. And I think this is important. Some people think this is ridiculous when I get into these types of topics, but I don't. I really don't. I think these things are important. CitizenCon right around the corner. So I wanted to ask people, how many of you think that this year's CitizenCon is more important than any of the other in terms of delivering something new or uncovering more detail than we've ever seen before? Now, why do I ask this question? Of course, we know that there's been some pretty spicy leaks. You know, there's been some Carrick rumors. There's been some new system rumors, exploration rumors. These are pretty big. This build up, this momentum to like exploration, this momentum into having a finished Carrick, this momentum into like a new system. You know, this is all pretty big leaks. So it's going to be interesting to see if these leaks turn out to be truth. And so I think that in my mind, my opinion is that this CitizenCon is pretty big. You know, I hope we don't have another sandworm event. Don't show me what is promised for the future and then really never ever present. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping this isn't just a sandworm kind of event thing. Plus, I also want to know a hell of a lot more on the progress with SSOCS. I need to know a lot more. Like, we need to open that Pandora's box here. I feel like if we do, it might be like, why do I say Pandora's box? Because I feel like if we open up the SSOCS Pandora's box, we might get an answer that we don't like. Like, we might get an answer that like is like, oh shit, we are very far away from SSOCS. That's kind of like my worst fear scenario in the back of my head, is thinking that like when we open up this box, it's going to be like, oh shit, okay, you guys want to know about SSOCS? We are very far way away from ever cracking it. Like, I know they're doing a lot of work on it. I know that the inside, not the Inside Star Citizen, but the Star Citizen live video that I watched, they had one of the developers, one of the guys who was working on SSOCS, and it seemed like there was a lot of work being put into it. ANAC says, I think we're very close to SSOCS. So back to our poll, back to the question here. It says, appreciate you taking the poll, and please elaborate in the comments below as to exactly what it is you are looking for. Or looking forward to seeing. As usual, I will be featuring some of your comments in a future vid. Erad says they started working on OCS 5 years ago, according to the latest jump point. I got to crack into the latest jump point. I have not read that yet. Thank you, Erad. That reminds me, I will put that on the list of things I need to do. Cash says people need to expect the worst and hope for the best. Yes, that is probably the smartest thing to do when you are a Star Citizen fan, as Cash had said. It's the next step we really need, says, yes, I would agree with that. SSOCS is way up there on the priority list for me as well, Vagna. Snowfox says, I hope they're already talking about dropping planets for other planets. I don't put my hopes up high, says Angle. Welcome to stream, by the way, Angle. Erad says, my dad is an IT engineer, and from my experience, such projects do take between 5 to 7 years. So 324 votes on how many citizens out there, how many to games fans, how many citizens out there thought that this year's CitizenCon was very important, perhaps the most important CitizenCon. And, you know, we can fall into the loop of saying every year we think the CitizenCon is the most important CitizenCon, but I don't know. I really feel like this is a very important year. And it seems like this was a pretty popular poll amongst citizens out there. But as we can see, 85% of people said that this year's CitizenCon needs to deliver. So that speaks volumes to me. I mean, I understand it's a small sample and you're going to see a lot of people out there. You're going to see a lot of people out there that are going to say, DG, it's only 324 people, and that's nothing compared to the millions of subscribers and blah, 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 people following, people who have Star Citizen. But to me, it's relevant. It's relevant for me because I see that there's, even though the sample might be small, but actually it's not. It's a pretty big turnout for our community. But to see 85% of 324 people saying that it's important makes me feel like, there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of expectations. There's a lot of satisfying that needs to be done by Cloud Imperium. And I think this spreads out. I think this spreads out farther than just our community. I think this spreads out to a lot of people because, Star Citizen leaks is becoming very popular. And Star Citizen leaks have been putting out these leaks right now that are telling people, hey, there might be a finished character. Hey, there might be a finished system. There's a lot of things being put out there by Star Citizen leaks, and it gets people hungry. It gets people like the juices. People start salivating. They think to themselves, oh my God. And are we going to see this at CitizenCon? Are we going to see this at CitizenCon? And that's why you got this buildup. That's why you got this 85% of our own audience saying, hell yeah, CitizenCon needs to deliver this year. So to me, very, very interesting. Let's go over some of these comments here. I always love this part. Oh, Patrick, look who's up. Crom's first. Crom, boom. Let's see what Crom says here. I've seen enough new content to know that things are moving along. I think they have a lot more stuff they want to release but can't because it needs OCS in order to function. You're going to see a lot of OCS in here. You're going to see a lot of OCS comments. What's up, Donnie? Did I say hello to Donnie? Good to see you, Donnie. Very good to see you here, man. Sanguine Entertainment, Matt's here too. You guys got in, didn't you? You guys got in on this. I'm watching the games live. All right. Let's give some love out. Let's give some of them hearts out. Erad says, last year under-delivered, in my opinion. I agree. Sure, it was not a demo, but I like demos because they give us an outline of the objectives the game will have to aim at over the next couple of years. It gives us more clarity about what they might be working on in the future. That's why I'd like to see a demo about what's to come in the next coming years. I agree with that. That's a pretty nice assessment. Last year, what I did like when they put the panels out, they had the economic panel I was really into, and Tony Z was talking. We did a little piece on that as well, and he gave us kind of like an introduction to what he wanted the economy to be. It was like an outline. I hope they delve a little bit more into that. We talked about the events at CitizenCon last week. We got the video up on the YouTube channel. We talked about what's going to appear at CitizenCon. I didn't see anything about the economy. That kind of made me a little bit bummed out, but I understand. We got a 0.1 economy right now where we're taking packages and we're taking cargo and we're delivering it. And that's fun, for a while. In fact, that is content in it itself right now, but that can get old after a while. Galactic Logistics, Rave is here. Wonderful website you guys can use if you're traders and you really need to make that money fast. It's a wonderful website. I highly recommend using Rave's Galactic Logistics site. You can find that on my channel as well. So let's give Erad a heart as well. Vertical Slicer Bus says ain't it? There's good missions and bounty, and the mission sharing is pretty good. Bob says, come on, games, look at the data. They broke PvP and the data shows that. Well, we were talking about it earlier on stream, Bob. We were actually talking about it. You're a little late to the show, man. We were actually talking about flight mechanics and the realism of flight. So check that out, Bob. Let's see here. Way less broken missions. Yeah, the missions are a little bit more solid. Alex says, I think they are really gaining a lot of momentum, and this year's CitizenCon could really be a boost that community confidence if they handle it right and over deliver the content. The momentum is real. The momentum is definitely real right now. I've seen more people playing than I think I've ever seen playing Star Citizen right now, and I like it. I have to say, I like it. Celestial Lord says, I think they need to deliver because they need confidence and public approval. We were talking about good experiences lead to good game sales, Celestial. So I would agree with that. We've been talking about that on the channel for the past couple months where, obviously you're logging in people who are regular casual gamers who don't really have an understanding like we do. Most of us in my audience that are what I would call veteran citizens that understand the nuances of the game and the development behind it. When you're talking about the casual gamer, just logging in, buying a package can be very difficult for these people. The starting points, I will give props to Cloud Imperium. They have kind of improved upon the process in order to get the package that they need to fly. But we need good experiences to garner better sales. Donnie says, kind of interesting how players are really jumping on the roleplay train when VoIP and VoIP works. Kind of neat. Yes, I have been having a great time with VoIP. I've been putting a lot more in-game content out, and I agree with that. I think it's important to keep the FOIP in. I like the FOIP as a content creator. I like FOIP, period. I think it's great. And I think it adds a lot of realism. I think it adds like a really cool dynamic to lore and in-game content. Seeing people actually enjoy themselves, having good times with their org mates, playing the game more. I think it's very important that the FOIP and the VoIP has had major improvements. We've talked about that as well. Let's see here. So let's see. There is a lot of gaming influencers with millions of followers that think SC is quick money grab. If SIG could deliver at least a beta, SC would skyrocket. In my opinion, beta is a year or so away, 2 years tops. I don't know if I even want to make an estimate right now. Like, I don't really even understand. I mean, like, honestly, I'm at the point right now where we're at. I don't even want to make an estimate. I know that Squadron 42 is going to be about another 1 or 2 quarters late compared to the release date now. But I'm not going to make any estimates on time right now. I just don't feel comfortable doing that right now because this is a critical junction. Like, this is a critical junction right now that they're at. 3.7.1 drops, new gameplay mechanics, right? But also we're talking about these leaks coming out where we think we're going to get new systems. How are they going to do that? Can they do that? Are there going to be like planets nixed out in order for us to gain access into a new system? There's a lot of questions. Hopefully something is talked about in CitizenCon regarding SSOCS, or hopefully there is a video that divulges a little bit more information in regards to SSOCS. I would like to see that. Okay, so here Dark Angel Gaming saying, I feel we are at a flipping point in terms of where the tech is getting to, as well as the time they have taken to get to this point. I think they need to deliver big time at this year's event, or there's going to be a lot more angry folks making their opinions known and fewer white knights trying to shout them down, because even they are beginning to wonder. I don't know, Dark Angel Gaming. I'm kind of mixed in regards to your comments, because I think right now that this momentum is very real. I think that you're seeing a lot more positivity. I think you're seeing a lot more people playing the game. I think you're seeing a lot of people staying logged in. I think you're seeing a lot of return logins. The retention rate is pretty good right now. Like, the retention rate right now is very good. I find that I am logging into Star Citizen 1 to 2 times a day, and that is a lot more than what I was used to. Like, prior 3.6, 3.5, 1 to 2 times, maybe 3 times a week. Daddy Cash putting that 300 down. Thank you so much for those biddies, Cash. God bless you, helping paying off my daughter's tuition. Cash is awesome. Thank you so much, man. Invisible says, unlike last year's tech demo, I'm hoping for actual gameplay unedited, bugs and all, of content will be released ASAP. Content that finally brings some life into the game, like better AI and more meaningful gameplay that offers more ways for players to interact with each other. Playing a pool darts mini games with friends. That would be cool. That would be cool to add some of those mini games in there. Throwing objects, better player wall transfers. Yes. I'm telling you what. We have talked about this. This would be one of the easiest things for the developers to do. Wallet-to-wallet transactions hitting the game ASAP would be a godsend for a lot of our industrial player base. Wallet-to-wallet transaction is a discussion that we have had quite frequently here on the channel. So, Invisible, I agree, dude. I agree. Oh my God, Invisible. I don't have time to read all that, but thank you for the start. Did you see what Invisible? I love Invisible. Invisible, dude, I wish I had the time, dude, but I got like 30 other comments, man. But thank you, bro. Thank you for that's the introduction of Invisible. Donnie says, I agree. Playing pool would be good. You know what would be better, though? Being able to throw pool balls at your friends on the show. Amir says, there is too much attention more than ever on this CitizenCon for different reasons. One of them is their financial situation, how they're spending money, and never release how much a CFO is taking. So good discussion here, Amir. Let's start it out like this. We went over their financials of the amount of money that they recorded an 800,000 pound loss, Amir. It's on the channel. We went over to it, which is not really super concerning to me, other than I would kind of rein in the spending and when it comes to their expenses in regards to two things. One is like the amount of locations. Like I think it's great right now where it's at. Like if they wanted to expand out further and have more and more locations, I start to get worried with the like overall amounts of expenses. And two is like looking at the workforce and who are being hired in percentages. Like how much of the people are art people, how much of people are the programmers, how much of the people are in QA. Like I think that kind of needs like a review with the management. And so like expenses, the burn rate right now is something that's a little bit concerning to me, because they're having the best year that they've ever had revenue wise, but that doesn't mean they're making a profit. And that can be seen in the report in the 2018 financials in the clearinghouse or company's house tax review. Like we do that on the channel here. So when they put the taxes through in the UK, you can see them listed. In the United States, you cannot. But most of the money pours through their UK offices, their EU branches. Most of the money that they're making is reported through the UK because of the tax breaks, because of the fact that the financials. Now, Brexit is a big deal. Brexit's a really big deal right now. And one of the reasons why we did another piece and we showed that they were not expanding. I can't remember the name of the area they wanted to, but they were looking at buying. Cloud Imperium was looking at buying a very large chemical plant up in northern section of England. And they said no deal because they were worried about Brexit. At least that's what the article had stated, that they were like, hey, we're not quite sure what's going to go on with Brexit. We're going to pass on upgrading our facilities. And so that was interesting. That was an interesting article. And we had done a lot of coverage on that as well on the channel, Amir. So if you want to take a look at that, if you guys are into financials, we do it here on this channel. That's something that I will always look into. As far as people reporting the salaries they make, they're not required to. They're a private organization. All the information that they're releasing is information that they don't really have to, but they are. Now, the validity of the numbers that they're releasing, we're not quite sure. But the fact that they are when they don't really need to shows some type of good faith for most of us. Second one is more than 6 months this game saw no visible update, even though some does not accept it. I don't think he speaks English. They kept you're doing good, Amir. They kept all updates and features to be revealed at CitizenCon. So this is very important, especially for those who already back the game to see all the patient paid off. Third is negativity and all the pressure on how big the mismanagement is. Okay, all right. So kind of I get what you're saying, Amir. I get what you're saying, dude. Hopefully, like some of the information I shared helps you out, and you can see those videos here on the channel, Amir. Rick O'Shea, with all the building blocks and tools in place, SSOCS, the one exception and one of the biggest, Rick, there's nothing to hold them back. New content should be flying out of the door at quantum speed. I am of the mind that they are working on a lot more than what they're showing us. Like, for instance, today we're going to be watching Inside Star Citizen, and they're going to show some melee features. This is something that has been in the works. We're not quite sure how far they are, but it'll be really nice eye-opener in seeing, how far they are, because we all want Fight Club. Chris says, I don't expect to see anything at CitizenCon than what we already expect. Progress has been steady and at a good clip. I would agree with that, Chris. I'm honestly pumped for 3.9. I think we'll see the benefits of SSOCS in that patch. We'll spend all 3.8 working out the bugs. And that could be it. I think you're underestimating it just slightly, Chris. I think it's going to reveal a little bit more. I really think, and I base this on a lot of the research I've done throughout the year. I've base this opinion on a lot of the coverage and a lot of the amount of time that I've spent covering Star Citizen, and I'm telling you, I really think CitizenCon, at least on paper this year, is going to make people's heads like I think the brain's going to blow out. I think you're going to see like and again, this is just me being speculative here, but I think you're going to see a home run. If they would have to do a lot to mess this year up. Like they would have to do a lot technically to mess this year up. But I really think that this CitizenCon this year is going to make people's brains explode. And I think you're going to see a big rush of people hit the game. And I hope the servers are ready. I think that's my biggest fear. I think they're going to pump it up huge, like very similar to what we saw when it went from PTU to PU, when 3.7 went from PTU to PU. And they put the commercial out there for 3.7 and they promoted it. Cloud Imperium promoted it. And you had a lot of people upon the first couple hours that couldn't log in. They weren't ready for it. They weren't ready for the amount of people that came flooding back from their own promotion. And I hope they learned from that, because I think once people's brain caps are blown off their fucking heads from CitizenCon this year, because I really think it's going to deliver, I hope that they're ready for the influx of people that haven't played in a very long time, because you're going to see a lot of people come back. And if their first experiences are having issues trying to log into the game, that's not going to look good. So I hope that they're ready. Let's see here. Eagle Airsoft says it needs to deliver, but I feel like you need to be more specific. Who, me? I need to be more specific. My worry is it's just going to be locations, which is more procrastination. If they don't demonetize working SSOCS or server meshing, then I'm not going to be impressed. See, you're going to see this a lot. And I agree with Eagle. You know, you're going to have to see a focus on SSOCS at some point in time. You're going to have more talk on SSOCS. You're just like, they're going to have to talk about these technical hurdles. It is something that a lot of people who have been backing Star Citizen for a long time are looking at, are concerned about. Absolutely agree, Eagle. Absolutely agree. Aaron says, we are nearing the major milestones that everyone's waiting for. It's now or never for lots of fans. Interesting. And that's why, again, you are seeing the amount of people that are saying 85% of our 330 people that took this poll are saying, hey, the CitizenCon has got to deliver. Tree Cutter says, I don't expect to see immediately playable super new content at CitizenCon. For me, it is more important which reachable developments are planned for next year, both in PU and in Squadron 42. Best spice with a little eye candy. Yeah, like Cash had said, just kind of expect the worst and hope for the best. If you do that, I don't know if a lot of people are going to be upset anyway if CitizenCon doesn't deliver. Snowfox says, CitizenCon is getting bigger every year, but I think we all have had it with smoke and sandworms with flashy player missions, demo shows they put on with people playing all the rules is fun to watch, but I don't think they need them, and hope they don't do it this year. So Snowfox is saying, where's the beef? Like, Snowfox is saying, show me the technical, show me the gameplay, show me the actual content. And I think I'm pretty accurate in the translation there for Snowfox. He says, when was the last time they really showed off a Squadron 42 demo? If SIG is really releasing Squadron 42 next year, then they need to show us a new player. Hold on, this is my daughter. Hold on 1 second. I will be right back, guys. So I am back. Sorry about that, guys. My daughter, like I was telling you guys, has one hell of a hard time in school. So she just got done with her intuitive calculus test, and she thinks she did good on it. So let's get on with the show, shall we? All right, so Fiasco 3 says, I want them to finally make a date for Squadron 42 and get it out. Fiasco says, enough of this. Get it out. Sorry, Fiasco. I'm sure that's not how you look or talk. In the PU, I want them to convince me they can deliver at least 5 planet systems in the next couple of years with fauna and flora. I think you're going to be surprised. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, Fiasco. Didn't he mean... Oh, don't get me started, E-Rad. I also would like to see all the occupations player rule implemented. Even the dude with his space news ship. You know, we talked about this in the early days of my coverage of Star Citizen, we got into a lot of theory craft. It was very fun. As the years have progressed and we've seen more concrete gameplay enter, and we're starting to understand exactly how these rules are going to be fulfilled with the game mechanics, it's tightening up. Still want to know about manufacturing nodes. We need, and this is why I get into talking about the economy a lot, because it adds a lot of value added gameplay, a lot of vag. Like, can we just say that came here on the channel here? Hashtag vag, and that is value added gameplay. And I'm just gonna say, we need here. Let's just all take some time. We need more vag. We need more vag. So we definitely need more vag. All right, we're getting a little off topic here. I'm sorry. But I think that Star Citizen definitely needs more hashtag vag. And that is value added gameplay. So if we could pass that along to the people, if we could pass this along somehow and get it in there. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, dog. If we could just get it in there and let people know that we need more vag in Star Citizen, I think that's what we're saying here on that comment. Very good, Fiasco. Very good for helping us out create hashtag vag. Please get more hashtag vag in Star Citizen. Shit. All right. Citizen Tech Talk says, damn, DG, that vote is unanimous. Ouch. Yes, that vote is very unanimous, man. That is quite the unanimous vote. The BMM, the Banu Merchantman, will be a surprise reveal and probably be the highlight for CitizenCon for me. Remember, I foretold you so. Speakeasy coming down with a prediction saying that the BMM will make an appearance. Ooh. Now, many of you know Speakeasy's a friend of mine, and he has his own Facebook page. It has like 3,000 or so followers on his Facebook page. I love Speakeasy. Really nice dude. And I hope so. I don't think so, but hey, man, Speakeasy's a pretty intelligent guy, and I don't know, man. I don't know. That would be pretty great. That would be pretty great. Could you imagine? I would take a BMM over a Carrick. I would actually take a Banu Merchantman over a Carrick, because I'm all down about the alien tech and the alien design. And I would say this, when it comes, I don't know. What do you guys say? What do you guys say? Carrick or BMM? That's up to the audience to decide. But man, that would be a tough decision for me. That's a tough one. I'm going to have to say BMM. Yeah, dude. I have to agree. Donnie's agreeing with me. I think BMM. Yeah, I think for the economics of it too, Jeff. I think so. Killian saying Carrick. Exploration to his core. Killian saying, fuck you guys, Carrick. That is a hairy situation. Hashtag bitch. Oh shit, I lost it. That was a good one, E-Red. That was a good one. Carrick, says Verb. Only because I don't want to get involved with alien ships. Uh-oh. Verb is very pro-human. Pro-human is all Verb's saying. BMM will be the next Carrick, but I like the BMM more. Yeah, I have to say, I think the BMM is a little bit sexier in my mind as a kind of economist, as an industrial kind of player. Don't get me wrong. I love the Pew. I love the PvP. I love to pirate it up. But yeah, I would have to say that I'm looking forward to the BMM a little bit more than the Carrick. I cannot wait to dock with my BD and my BMM. Alien STD, says Daddy. Oh, the Prowler's a sexy ship. Oh, that Taveran look. You know I love that Taveran look. You know I love the Taveran race. You know I love them. Black FX says, I love it to deliver. I don't care if it does because I'm pretty damn confident it always does. I don't know if it always does, FX. I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with that. Ted says, last year CitizenCon happened when I was about 6 months old in the game. An expectedly buggy limited game, which as I understand, had almost no gameplay more months before I joined. But then we got 3.3 and 3.4, and then the game started to seem somewhat enjoyable. But then 3.5 happened, and just like every time a SIG ship seems to be decent, they go and ruin it. And he's talking about, when we're in this development phase, sometimes things get broken again. Things that were fixed become broken again. It's just part of development. Unfortunately, that stuff does happen. Then he said, oh shit, the game almost works. Somebody get in there and lock it up quick. And F it up quick. And so they gave us an unpopular flight model, hover mode, nerf guns in half, double shields, and 90% interdirection probably on any QT. But wait, that's not all, says Ted. If you order within the next 10 minutes, you also get... All right. So they desperately need something to go right, says Ted, so they can show there is more to citizenship than F-ups and pointless ships like the Ballista. I don't think the Ballista is pointless. I think it's going to add like a lot of cool gameplay, Ted, my opinion. I think the Nautilus is cool, and I think the Mantis is cool. I'd have to disagree with you on I don't think any of those ships are pointless, by the way, Ted, and I would love to have Ted on to talk, actually, like on a future podcast. I want to get this podcast going. We got to get to our second goal on Patreon already. I got a whole bunch of guests lined up, and we got to hit it, guys. So go over to my Patreon, get people on board, man. Get people to become patrons, because I want to get this podcast going on the road, man. Because I would love to talk to a lot of the people in the industry and also fans of the channel and talk to them about stuff like this. I think that would be a wonderful, wonderful thing to do, because like to me, like I disagree. Like Ted's a cool dude. I actually enjoy a lot of the things that Ted has to say. He's been commenting on the videos for a long time. So for that, I'm just going to give him a heart because he's super loyal dude to the channel here, to the community. But I do disagree. That the Ballista and the Nautilus and the Mantis are pointless ships. I would say they have the most point ever. I would say that these ships actually add new dimensions to gameplay. Like, come on. Like I love ground warfare. I love FPS. I love the idea of the Ballista. I think it's a great new addition to the lineup. I think the Nautilus is wonderful. It's going to make battles have to slow down if you're worried about the destruction of mines that the mines can do to fleets. It's going to add a dimension of strategy to fleet battles that will make it more tactical and fun and strategic. I think the Nautilus is great. I think the Mantis is wonderful. I think the Mantis will add a cool dimension to those that want to not only just stop movements if you are in fleet battles, but also for pirates, for the PvP. Donnie says Ballista is especially useful in high atmosphere, low atmosphere planets. Absolutely. So like these ships to me have a more point than ever. The Ballista ground vehicle, the Nautilus and the Mantis ships. And I like that the Mantis doesn't have a lot of firepower on it. It's an interdiction based type ship. We did learn, as I predicted, that there will be interdiction based modules on other ships. So the Mantis won't be the only ship that does interdiction. So just the mechanics of what the Mantis brings is cool. The mechanics of what the Nautilus brings, in my mind, is cool. The mechanics of what the Ballista brings, in my mind, is cool. And they all have a point. I don't think those are pointless at all. So I disagree with that, Ted. And hopefully we get this podcast started. I'd love to have a talk with you on that. I think that would be a wonderful discussion. Hoplite says, I started a comment, then went on a rant. So I held down backspace and typed this instead. Oh! Patrick bringing DiCaprio like a professional. What? Yeah. Get us to that second goal. Thank you, Patrick. Woo. That's good. That's good. I like to see that. I like to see that. Whoo! Good job, Patrick. Good job, bro. Boom! Boom! Like a professional. Bring in DiCaprio. Bring in DiCaprio. He wants that podcast. Good for you, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. Sabla Sanguine. Oh, look, Matt, you got a brother or sister here. That's interesting. Each CitizenCon is more important than the last. Most importantly, they need very stable servers immediately after the con so new players are not disappointed by overloaded servers. Very good point. We just talked about that before our break there. So yes, absolutely. Look at your guys' participation on this. This is amazing. I love seeing these comments here. Johnny says every CitizenCon always needs to deliver. I absolutely agree, dude. Our expectations are always either in a peak or a trough. It does seem like that. It does seem like it's and it's interesting because sometimes the community mimics, that when it comes to like white knights and naysayers. And I always tell people that somewhere in the middle is where you should land, as far as being realistic towards the project and being somewhat, skeptical and constructively positive for the project. At the same time, having a good time with the game. There needs to be like a mix. So that's interesting that he says that. I agree with that. Just as the citizens are lighting their torches, SC dazzles with more shiny stuff. We are constantly being kept dangling, believing, hoping. Truth is, the journey will always be better than the destination. I'm having a great time. With the journey, man. I've been doing this for 4 years and I've been having a great time, man. I wish I could just pull all of my clips together of me showing the worst and the best of me. Like that, I think I might focus on that for next year. I think once 2020 hits, I'm going to come out with like a DG Star Citizen compilation of like the best of times and the worst of times. I got to put that in the memory bank and remember that. I think that would be funny. Killian says, I just want to sit back and see stuff on this sitcom that lets the toxic naysayers run out of ammo sooner or later. We'll see, dude. We'll see. I mean, that's the fun for me. I know I'm twisted like that, Killian, but that's kind of like the fun for me, man. Snowfox says that will be great. Danny Allen says, honestly, the only thing I think they really need to show this year at CitizenCon is the Squadron 42 release date. SC development is going to continue on as a slow burn either way. Yeah, more SQ42 details would be nice. Please put hashtag badge in that video. All right. I will have to remember the hashtag badge movement. I think the hashtag badge movement, one of the most important of our time. Rain says this will be the game changer because of the SSOCS and server meshing stuff. I remember their OCS segment 2 years ago and we badly need a good update on that. Absolutely agree. I told you guys when we started this that we were going to see a lot of this. This is on the minds of many citizens, myself included. Tomo, how you doing, buddy? They need to pull some amazing out of Chris Roberts' back pocket. Yes. And here's the thing for me. Without CitizenCon, I think that we've come a very far away this year. I think 2019 has been a very good year. The project has been moving on, in my opinion, at a nice clip. I like to see these new gameplay features being added. In my mind, we have come very far this year. These are big advances that normally would have kept us satiated for nearly 6 to 7 months, but now we are just like boom, 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 boom. And I think it has to do with the timing because of CitizenCon. Donnie says, I will say that while I was a backer, I did tweet out to people during the 3.0, 3.5 phase that the hardest thing backer streamers will face is the wait. The wait will always be the hardest. It will be controversial, but if the devs keep the focus, absolutely, keep the open comms with the community, yes. And remember, the number one pillar about SIG is community feedback. We're going to be okay. Yes. And the communication really is important between Cloud Imperium and the backers. That should be besides the development of the game, that should be ranking right up there, because without that, they're not going to finish the game. you know. What I do see in the numbers tells me that the demand has never been better for Star Citizen. This year, revenues are at a peak. They're like the highest they've ever been so far. They haven't beat last year's yet, but they're on their way to do it. With CitizenCon right around the corner, this could be a very, very high performing year. This could be their best year ever. This could be Cloud Imperium's best year ever in terms of revenue. And for me, I'm going to be looking in 2020 at the 2019 financials, because their best revenue year ever should also show a profit. In my mind, as a businessman, I want to start seeing a profit. That would make me feel better. That would make me feel much better about the project. And that would also make some of the people who are a little bit more negative think twice and go, well, wait a second, we're starting to see a profit now. You know, we're starting to see the progress in terms of development. So it's harder for people that are negative to be like, hey, you know, nothing's happening, because you can see the progress. Everybody can see the progress. But we also have to see the fiscal progress with Cloud Imperium as a company. And that's kind of the last piece to my puzzle to kind of go, whoa, you know, I am positive of the project, but having a fiscally positive year would definitely make me feel good as a backer to see something like that. Donnie says, I don't know about you, but community feedback, good or bad, to me is always important. To me, I must listen to it and do what I can to take action on it. That's super healthy, man. That is super healthy. I love to see that. I love to see that. Donnie being a developer. It's nice to see that. It's nice to see that. Vis says it's a major milestone they have to deliver, especially with S42 just around the corner. Yes. God, guys, man. A little bit of both, says Don Steeler. I think they need to show real progress, and it needs to be stuff that's going to be showing up relatively soon to the roadmap. Yes. So they, you know, a lot of people want to see content, not just the promises or what we're going to get, but actual content that's on the way. Malice said, I voted with the crowd, but I think the vote is the same every year. Yes. Vonk Linkenhofen. Vonk Linkenhofen says, I think they'll focus on Squadron 42 this year because they need SSOCS up and running before they can show off something truly spectacular on SC. But they don't have it ready yet. At least that's what I think. I think so as well. I think SSOCS is something that they're having an issue tackling. I would love to see more information about it. I really would. Star Major says, well, if it's true they're releasing a new system at CitizenCon, then I'm hoping they release SSOCS, because I'm not, boy, you're seeing a lot of SSOCS comments. Matt says, looking forward to a potential new system in SQ42. So, you know, that those leaks that are out there, people are looking forward. They want to know what's happening with the leaks. They want to see if there's any truth to it. Dashin says, to be honest, it's not any different from the other sitcoms, except everyone is beyond hyped for the supposed Carrack and new system because of the leaks, which I reported here on YouTube. I think one of the first to report them. I think ERAD did as well, from our Star Citizen Leaks Discord server that we're looking at. Wonk's name sounds like someone. Oh, God. Oh, ERAD. Mr. Dash says, to be honest, it's not any different from the other CitizenCons, except everyone is beyond hyped for the supposed character. Okay, we just read that. Okay. Cool Tunes says, they really need to show a clear deadline goal for server-side OCS. Absolutely. And then Veg, who's here live with us on stream as well, says, I think they will deliver this year. CitizenCon will be amazing. They will want to show a new system and the Karakov and some nice S42 stuff. And we may see the new model for PO if they are thinking about changing it. I don't know what's going on with PO. I don't know what's going on with Port Olisar. I don't know if we're going to see anything regarding Port Olisar. I think it was interesting to see this new message being inserted in the game. We talked about that last week. But anyway, thanks everybody for taking the time out to be involved in that poll. Here we have Winnie the Comic Cat, who dresses up like this every night thanks to Christy, and meows her comic routine into my ear, keeping me up every single night. Winnie the Comic Cat, everybody. Winnie the Comic Cat. How did Winnie get in my video? Winnie is always doing this to me. Winnie, you're a bad cat. And if you're watching right now, I know you're going to keep me up when I'm over this weekend. I know what you're going to do this weekend, Winnie. All right, everyone. I will see you guys on the next vid, and thanks for joining. Well, look at you. You made it to the end. You must be #professional. That's right. You got to be a real fan of the games. Make sure you're tapping that bell so you get future notifications. Check out some more vids. Chill out. Also, check out our Patreon page. Lots of Patreon exclusive material just for our patrons. So help this community grow. And thanks for watching.